I'll make a motion to accept as is.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Now, new business. Mark, what are we doing here today?
Your first case this morning is ZV 2604. The petitioner is Ratcliffe Homes. The owner is Ratcliffe Inc. The location is Lot 57 of Twin Oaks subdivision, which is next to 578 North Tulip Lane in the Twin Oaks subdivision. The type of case is a variance to development standards of 1 acre and setbacks. This morning you'll conduct a public hearing to consider the variance from the development standards of the zoning ordinance. Specifically, the request is from the 1 acre requirement of residential lots in Chapter 159, Article 2.19. The public hearing was noticed on March 27th, and all adjoining landowners prior to April 1st. The petitioner is requesting variance to build a single-family dwelling on Lot 57. I'll go ahead and highlight that on the map. And it is a 0.53 of an acre lot. The health department has reviewed for on-site septic. Soil tests have been completed for the septic system. Montgomery County Highway would issue a permit for the location in the Twin Oaks subdivision for the cut into the property. The county has reviewed the site for stormwater compliance. This is a subdivision that was platted long before Montgomery County implemented stormwater ordinance, so staff's review was based on that location and that lot. So I just wanted to let you know that. The topography controls the stormwater to a natural drainage area release point that carries stormwater of the subdivision. The back lot line of the homes on Tulip Court and Tulip Lane are, all in the ditch line that carries the stormwater to the south towards Sugar Creek. Montgomery County Building Administration would require siltation protection of the south lot line and protection of the natural drainage way as well. The total impervious is less than the maximum that's allowed by our stormwater ordinance. Floodplain was reviewed on the property, and it does not have any special flood hazard areas. The access is from Tulip Court. It is zoned residential, and the property can meet the requirements of addressing. And it's served by private well and septic. You have your factors to be considered. I did want to show you the topography composite, which I did send to you, but I'll just put that up again. Kind of gives you an idea. 57 is located here where my cursor is. So we have current homes on the lots that border this natural drainage way here. It's a ravine that leads out from Tulip Court, and there is drainage pipe that comes to this natural drainage way from the subdivision as well. So this topography just kind of gives you an idea of how the lot is set up, which it kind of also explains why the developer is asking for a couple things there. Obviously, we require 1 acre, and he's also asking for a setback reduction because ours is 60 feet. In this case, on lot 57, the only location that you can build because of topography is in this location here on the southwestern portion of the lot. And the reduction is because of the topography. He is looking to reduce from 60 feet to 45 feet. I looked at the homes in Twin Oaks. There are different setbacks throughout Twin Oaks. And just for your purposes, there's some that are 120 feet back, and they're more than 50% of them are around 30 feet from the road. So just so you know that. Okay. Then the last thing would be staff recommends approval after review with those conditions: securing right-of-way permit, securing building and septic permit approval required by Montgomery County, and then owner will be required to install silt fence on the south property line, common with lot 56 in this case, and protect the natural drainage area with silt fence during construction. Requirements of silt fence in our ordinance are anything being disturbed over an acre. These are not over an acre, but protection in this case on the south property line and the drainage away would be apropos.
Okay, and this lot we're looking at first, is part of that lot, is that highly erodible soils then?
There are erodible soils, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we ought to open it up, let the people speak. We're going to have a public hearing. Open it up to you folks. We're going to start at 11:06. This is not a question and answer session. You folks can stand up here and tell us what you want us to know, and then we'll listen to what that is, and then we'll go from there. So your microphone is ready. Anyone want to speak? And we're working on this lot 57. Yes.
Okay, I'm Kathy Barta. I wrote you a letter. I've been living there for 50 years. I asked for you to go out and look at these two lots together. I know we're only discussing the one. I know that Radcliffe is already built out there and filled in a ravine with chunks of concrete and fill that is against the law, and I don't want him to be doing that again for those two lots. He's already taken down all the trees. He's already messed up the yard. Even if you give him permission for one house, the rest of it's just already raped. I worry about his conditions, his setbacks. For the houses that are on that lot, he wants a setback, but the other house is already further back. Did you get a video of the neighborhood? Because we had a video taken of the neighborhood and was supposed to be sent in. What he wants to do would impugn the integrity of the neighborhood, and I'm just totally against it. I've been there 50 years. I've seen the changes, good and bad, and I just don't agree with this.
Anyone else have a comment? Now's the time. And please give us your name and address.
Cindy Casenza. I live at 635 North Forest Road, so I'm on the backside by the farm area, the horse farm. First, he came in and took down all the trees, which makes the area look terrible. And if you're talking about erosion, that would be a big reason why there would be additional erosion. So that's a big concern. I also bring up the quality of the houses that he builds. Every house in Twin Oaks is different. There is not one house that's the same. And so one of the concerns that I have are the houses that he is going to build. Are they going to be, he already built one in, I'm sorry, but the area we call No Oaks, the part that doesn't have trees, because we have, everywhere else has trees. That's what, sorry. Okay. That's, but he builds pretty similar houses, and to me, that would also reduce the integrity of our subdivision. We are very different. We don't have builders come in and build homes. And that's one of my concerns. And also his reputation as a builder is a concern because he does not build quality homes. And the homes in our subdivision are also quality homes. So we are concerned about reducing the value of our homes in resale value. Not that any, I've lived there over 30 years. And we're concerned about all of that. For him just to come in and take down those trees and not talk to anybody. I mean, he just came in there and did it. It's to me, you come into a neighborhood, you get feedback from your neighbors. And he did none of that. So that's a big part of my concern is ask opinions. And are these two houses going to be exactly the same? Do they live up to the standards of the rest of the houses in the neighborhood? Or are they just going to be 3, 4-bedroom ranches, which is not what you see in our neighborhood? And again, are they going to bring down the property values of everything else that's there?
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My
Morning.
name is Dr. Marc. We live in lot number 50, right across 57. We lived there almost 45 years. We got it built. We also own 51 next to us. The beauty of Twin Oaks is trees. That's why we went there and we got it built. Whoever built the house in Twin Oaks, they cut only trees where the house is going to sit. They didn't clear whole lot. And we went on winter vacation. When we came back, we saw all these trees gone, and it was very heartbreaking. And my daughters who grew up in that house, so they were practically crying, but that is a different story. But I think if he cut the trees where house is going to sit, would have been better for the neighborhood. And he cleaned it completely. And moreover, we don't know, so I'm not bragging, but we built a reasonably good-sized home there. And we also have a lot next to it. And I don't know what kind of houses he's going to build there, and that might impact my house value, and of course, everybody's value in the neighborhood. So I request you guys, whatever is right, we are not dictating here anything, but so we request your team to make right judgment for us, for him, for everybody, for the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Surakanti. I live in the lot 63, 608 North Tulip Court. We have lived there for more than 35 years. And as my previous speakers said, Dr. Mari said, it is heartbreaking to see all the trees taken down in the neighborhood. The whole idea of the whole neighborhood was attractive because of the trees that were there. And we can practically see across the ravine, the other side of the street, which doesn't look, and it looks like a lumberyard more than a housing place. You know, it is not residential. It doesn't look like a residential locality anymore. Since there were some other owners who have taken down all the trees, and it is all looking bare now. And one of the speakers recommended you to have a video view, aerial view, to see how the neighborhood looks right now. Because the attraction of the whole neighborhood and, of course, the resale value and the aesthetic value, everything is compromised with all these trees being taken down. It looks like more like a business place to me now, rather than a living area. So please keep that in consideration when you're granting permission to knock down all the trees and make it a flat land. Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you. Okay, anyone else? We want to hear your opinions. You've come to the meeting.
Does anybody have a good understanding of the history of your own covenants and HOA? Or,
Yeah, what it was.
yeah,
And it depended upon what section was built, things were added and not added. Originally, I'm one of the original houses. We had things that we weren't supposed to do, and outbuildings and fences and stuff like that. And all of that, the houses were built and the trees were left except for where the houses and septic systems were. This isn't
ma'am, we can't address that.
Well, I know you can't, but
Yeah.
I'm just, it's something you guys have to check into, because I think that he does. He should make Ramsey's list.
Yeah, okay. All right, if there's no one else wants to make a comment, we will close the public hearing.
The covenants go, each section as it opened up had different kind of rules. We don't have a homeowners association.
Yeah.
Which I kind of now wish that we did, because then we could be stopping this. But it was just weird how, like, what happened, did that, and every area had
Different.
different rules, kind of, that were only loosely enforced.
Yeah.
You know, as far as sheds and fences and things like
Yeah.
that, so there aren't any hard, fast rules.
Yeah.
And I think we all have a different covenant for
Yeah.
our stuff.
And is there a covenants in this particular area?
No, we can't, yeah, we don't do anything.
9 sections out there right now, 9 covenances. So, you know, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sir, stand up here and give us your name and address.
Okay, my name's Tim Haltom. I live at 1633 West Forest Road. And I just wanted to say, I'd been gone for a couple weeks, and I came back, and it looked like, literally, looks like a bomb has been dropped in that area of 57 and 58, I believe it is. Is it 57, 58? Yeah. It literally looks like a bomb's been dropped. When he built the other house just around the curve from me, I remember when they tore out all those trees. And then I think they brought in maybe 80 tandem dump truck loads of fill. Probably 100. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, sir, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he did that. I think it's already starting to erode over there beside that new house that they built there. There's nothing going to hold that back. It just drops down.
folks, let him finish, and then you can come up and make your
Oh,
comments.
that's okay. I'm used to Betty.
Okay. Okay,
But no. So anyway, that's the most recent occurrence, and that house some people just moved into that house. And I've been by it several times, and it's already washing away out there on the side.
well, we're dealing with this one here at 57. so-
Yes, I know that you are,
Yeah.
but the ravine situation it's just, there's 2 ravines that come together, and that's just the other one.
Yeah.
And you're right. But
Okay.
this is every bit the ravine that was. He would have to bring in 300 truckloads of fill, and I'm not, the junk he brought in, and then he broke down the curbs in the neighborhood out there. There's no curb left because his trucks just backed over him and just broke it all down. That may be common, but I would think that you would replace all that.
Yeah.
When that happens. It's not done anything to enhance the neighborhood. I live on Forest Road. There's a reason for that name. It's Forest. That whole place was Old Forest. And a lot of people are out there because of that. And the first thing that the man did was take down, I counted 100 trees, sold off the timber, so he's probably got his money back on the lots, be my guess. I don't know, but I do know that there's going to be a major runoff problem there. And then if you put the houses up close to the street, it's going to change. And I know that you can't make decisions necessary on aesthetics, but it will change the aesthetics of the neighborhood. So just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Please step up here. This is your chance. Okay, well, if there's no one else, we'll close the public hearing at 11:21. Okay. Mark, do we have any paperwork people have sent us, ideas, opinions?
You received all the comment letters that were sent.
Okay.
They were all letters. One was extracted off of a text, so I transcribed it into a Word document. But yes, the last one was this morning around 8 o'clock. So, but you have all of those.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, we've heard public opinion. Anyone want to make a motion?
Or any discussion?
And then we'll do, I mean, we can discuss before or after the motion. What are your thoughts, gentlemen?
I mean, I have concern just with looking at the topography of these lots and the clear disregard for erosion control already, with the deforestation of it, just in that alone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dropping 30 feet from the road to the bottom of that ravine, like, or close to it depending on what side you're on. To me, that does, like, when I look at my factors here, I mean, that there's concern about how this will affect adjacent property values of what is going to happen with this erosion. I feel like we're squeezing a house into, like, we're giving leeway to squeeze a house on a super small buildable corner. And it's one thing if he's, doing that and not affecting the rest of the lot and the drainage that this subdivision depends on, but we've clearly seen that he's taken the step to not do that and so that's my opinion.
Okay. Any other thoughts? That's my big problem, is the drainage and the topographical differences in height. That can't be good for what's going to be built there.
Mark, what civil engineering or assessments does the Mr. Ratcliffe have to do to get approval for is it the building permit certain things have to be done upstream of that, which has to be as downstream of what we're doing here, obviously.
Just remember, this is a subdivision that was in place before we had a stormwater ordinance, before we had a zoning ordinance, before we had a flood ordinance for that matter, actually before our building ordinance as well. So this is a subdivision that doesn't have drainage tactics other than natural topography. So in that case, we look at the factors of the lot itself. So is water on that lot going to affect adjoining properties? All of the properties, as you can see by that topography cut, all the properties between those two lanes, the stormwater goes to that ravine on every property. 57 goes to that ravine as well. So when you look at that, I mean, there is natural drainage that controls this. So there is no specific engineered drainage plan of this subdivision. So we take the natural set. So the natural set is the topography. Now, as far as filling the drainage way, he cannot fill that drainage way in. That is part of the issue with what has happened out there. He hasn't brought much dirt in there. He has put a little bit of dirt there. But he did take the trees down. There's, rights are rights. If you own a property, can you take the trees down? I don't see how you can say no to that. But anyway, as far as the natural drainage of the property, it is there just like the remainder of the subdivision.
Mark, can you explain, if there is going to be building there, in order to get his permits, will the owner have to meet your stormwater ordinance in terms of how water flows off of that lot, and what does that mean?
Correct. In these situations, our primary goal is to, wherever the water flows now, it can still go that way. But in the situation of putting a new improvement on that lot, we would require control of any downspout and guttering to go to the drainage way that is on the property. So in other words, he wouldn't be able to push water from one lot to another, but he would be able to push it to a natural drainage way, which is on the property. So in the case of lot 57, there is natural flow to the south. We would control that with a small swale between property lines to the back of the property into the natural drainage way. So that's how we do that. That's how we do it in all the subdivisions, dividing swales to carry any water that transfers from one lot to the other to control that, because there's no improvement on 57. There's going to be an improvement on 57, which speeds the water up. And it naturally goes to the drainage way and to the lot south of it. So we're going to control that with our workup as far as the stormwater goes on the building permit. So those are what's undertaken on the stormwater for the property at the time of the building permit. Just making sure that if the BZA says he has to do this, that he does that, and making sure that it protects any common enemy.
I have a question. Where does the water, for 57, where does that water go? Does it go to 58? Does it go to 56? How does it drain out?
Well, let me explain what you're looking at. The lighter color is the higher elevation. The darker color is the lower elevation.
Right.
So that darkest area in the middle is a ravine. That
Right.
is what Seth said, around 25 to 30 foot deep at the deepest point between the houses.
Yeah.
So as you can see, 57 goes to that ravine, but because of the way it lays, it also goes to the lot south of it. So it goes both ways. Now, in the shaded area just above the 57 lot number, you can see where the water kind of accumulates there. That's a little lower elevation, and it goes into the drainage, the natural drainage way. You can see a little lead out to the north there that is natural drainage way from lot 58.
Okay.
So you know, in this particular situation, there is natural drainage on the lot.
Yes. But this house will change the speed of the water because there's going to be more impermeable soils with the house on that property.
Changes the speed, impervious
Yes.
surfaces change the speed of water, yes,
Yes.
no question.
Okay.
You're not getting more water, you're not getting more rain on that lot.
No.
You're getting more hard surface where the water will run off of.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's regulated by the stormwater ordinance. So at the
Yes.
time of permitting, that's where the builder has to show a plan that is being managed on site. Again, the drainage issue is not really before the BZA. Your issue is whether someone should be allowed to build on a lot which is less than 1 acre, which, as you know, the focus of the ordinance is, can you get a working septic on that site? That's the real crucial issue. And although there are a lot of issues, there are lots of reasons why people might not want it to be there, or want this style of house to be built there, none of that is really before us today,
Yeah, that's true.
as you know.
Yeah.
Mark, I noticed, I don't know where this area over here in the drawing, where is the septic system actually? In that shaded area? Out in the middle of the lot?
The septic system is on the lot, and it's, probably where that lot number is,
Because the concern I have is Ziegler, who has to check all the septics for drainage and the perk of the property. He says anytime you put filter in there, it doesn't perk like it should. So
Yeah.
it appears to me the septic system is going to be right there in that lower area, which is going to have a lot of fill.
Well, I don't, we can't get into all that right now. That's not part of what we're trying to determine. Okay. Well, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Dick, let me explain it to you. So, the issue, if the board were to approve the variance, that does not, the owner still has to then go to our health department and has to get a permit for them showing that that septic system is going to work correctly, which relates to the issues you're talking about, proper percolation, proper area and all that. It's just not this board who deals with that issue, but that doesn't mean it's not dealt with. It's dealt with by our health department. Don Orr's in the back of the room. He's the guy you would have to go, and the owner would have to satisfy our health department that their septic system can work properly. Even if the board approves this, that's just a future step, just like the building permit. That's another future step. This meeting isn't the final word. It's kind of the beginning, actually, to the process. But I just say that because I don't want you to think that issue won't be dealt with. It will, just not by these guys.
Mark, I got a question.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry to put that. You do have the site plan kind of showing you where it is located on the property?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Tom?
So if one of our main things to look at is, with the septic and the size and things like that, do you know what the average lot size is in this addition, roughly?
I didn't run an average, but there are a lot of lots that are this size, and then there's bigger lots in the subdivision. So no, I didn't run an average size, but let me turn this elevation data off and you can look a little better.
I guess just looking at, if this is gonna be a lot smaller compared to all the other ones out there, or if we kind of in flow with, what's out there,
And you can
Okay,
see,
yep.
a lot of the lots are,
the same,
that's 0.5. There's a lot of different sizes, 0.5. There are some bigger lots over on this side, 0.8.
Yeah.
So yes,
Okay.
there's lots ranging from 0.42 to up to over an acre in the subdivision.
But part of that lot size is a big part of the ravine. That's the thing. It's those smaller lots. It's a smaller lot with a big ravine.
And they'll have to deal with that when it goes to the county if we approve it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good part of these two lots are in the ravine.
Yeah. Well, we're not dealing with that exactly today. Yeah. Okay. Anybody ready to make a motion?
Well, I've stated my thoughts on it, and I understand, and we've seen a lot of these cases. We're seeing a lot at Lake Holiday. We're seeing, this is our first here, and it's tough when you get into some of these old neighborhoods. But to me, this differs in a little bit from what we've seen to date. I feel like the adjacent properties are substantially impacted. I feel like the total disregard for the erosion that's already going to occur from the deforestation does that alone, and my motion would be to not approve these variances for those reasons.
Okay. We have a motion to not approve this. I need a vote. All approve, say aye.
Second.
Second. Sorry. Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second. We're all approving?
Say all in favor.
All in favor, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye, yeah. There we go.
All in favor of not approving? right?
Yeah, we're not approving, yeah.
Yep,
Yes.
Motion for denial.
Yes. Do we vote? Yeah, we did.
We're all,
And we'll do it again. We're all in favor of not approving it.
4-0.
Yes, for denial. Okay. So our next. Let's see, we're going to lot 58 next? 57, which is it?
Yeah, your next case is ZB 2605. It is, again, petitioner's Ratcliffe Homes, and it is lot 58, adjacent to 57, next to 623 North Tulip Court. Again, the variance is for a development standard of 1 acre and setbacks. Today, you'll conduct a public hearing to consider a variance from development standards of Chapter 159 of the zoning ordinance. Specifically, petitioner is requesting variance from the 1 acre requirement and setbacks. Notice was published on March 27th and sent out prior to the landowners prior to April 1st. Petitioner is requesting a variance to build a single-family dwelling on a .47 acre lot. The Health Department a review is required for the on-site septic. I know that soil tests have been completed for the site. Again, Montgomery County Highway right-of-way permit would be required and would be issued by Montgomery County Highway for the entrance into the property. County also reviewed the site for stormwater compliance. Again, same as 57. It had platted a long time ago. has natural topography. Montgomery County would require siltation protection on south lot line and protection of the natural drainage way. Access is to Tulip Court, and it is zoned residential, and the property can meet the addressing requirements. You have your three factors, and then staff recommendation again. It was approval of variance with conditions. Again, conditions are the right-of-way permit, building and septic approval, and silt fence installed on south lot line and drainage area.
Okay.
What are the requests for his setbacks, for those that are the same as the other lots?
I'm sorry, it is a request for 45 feet as well.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we need a public hearing on this one. We're opening up the floor, 11:37. Anyone have a comment they want to make about this lot? Well, we have one new one.
Yeah, my name is Phil Ramos. I live at 646 North Tulip Court, which is directly across from this Lot 58. And I concur with much was said about Lot 57, and that the essential character of Twin Oaks has been oaks. With his clear cutting of that property, it looks like he's going for no oaks. And I think he with a truckload of lumber that he's taken out of there, I'm sure he's fully compensated for anything that he's financially put out. And he should have been fully aware of the limitations that he had and the county zoning ordinance. And I don't see a reason to grant the variance, because it impacts the quality of life and privacy that we've enjoyed there. My lot, in fact, is like an acre and a half, and to deal with a variance of the county ordinances on lot size, I don't think is something that should be granted. I am concerned about drainage. If you look at it with the flora and fauna that he's destroyed in that area across there, it has to be eroding right now. So, and I think there's an erosion off of that lot 58 as well as 57.
Okay.
So we certainly are seeking a denial of this variance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else want to? Ma'am, ma'am? Yeah, please come to the microphone if you have more comments.
We really don't care, but
Okay, I told you my name, Kathy Barda. I live in the original section. But the drainage right now, I mean, when it was forested, it was protected. It had ground cover, it had trees, that absorbed all the moisture. Now it's stripped. It's only going to erode even more for the drainage. Look at it rain on a bare piece of land. It's going to drain. If it's got vegetation on it that he's already taken out, it's worse, much worse. I mean,
Okay.
you've got it. I mean, this is why we live here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Come up, sir.
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to be sure that the things that were said about Lot 57 will also be recorded for this Lot 58 when you make
Okay.
your decision.
Okay, that's
Is
why
that-
we have the public hearing, so we get your opinions.
Yeah, is that true? Will those same comments that were made previously be on the record for this lot?
These are two separate cases, and this is public comment only. It's not question and answer. So just remember that The information for both lots comes from the staff report, and they have both lots and a staff report for each one of them. As far as the public comments for 57 are with 57. So if you have comments on 58, you should probably stand up and make those comments.
Yeah.
Well, they've taken out all the trees. We've talked about that. They've clear-cut it, essentially clear-cut it. I walk, that's all downhill there. If you look at where the road is, that all goes downhill. So it's a good walk. You can walk about 3 miles through our neighborhood, and you get a pretty good workout in it. And what I'm saying is, I'm already seeing it because I go down through there every day, and I've already seen the runoff. And that's not with any houses on it. The trees aren't holding, there's no trees to hold anything. And they also dozed up the stumps, so you don't even have that root system really there to hold it back anymore either. So it's a big difference than it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Didn't know I was going to have to do this twice. Cindy Cosenza, I said 635 North Forest Road, we're lot 73. So again, property values, aesthetics, all of those things, the runoff, erosion, everything that compromises the integrity of our subdivision. Those are all the things that are just really important to all of us. And that goes for all of these lots that he's trying to build on. And he doesn't have a lot of integrity. That's one of the things that is a big concern, that he comes in, he does his thing, he leaves. He doesn't also take care of the property, the area, being concerned about the erosion. You had commented on him having to follow these other rules, and he has to do that, but how well does he do it? I've heard stories about his houses falling apart, different things happening. He has to do the runoff to certain areas, but how well does he do that? And so all of those things are a big concern because I've heard things about him being a reputable builder or an irreputable builder. Beyond that, it's just what's going to happen to all of that, and is it going to impact the houses below? It's not impacting my house, but if that impacts them, then it would impact my house because that would impact property values. So that's a big concern of all of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, whatever I say now would be echoing what I said before for this lot also. But I would like to say again, most of the people moved into that neighborhood because of the beauty of the trees. And when someone built it down close to the ravine, that was a big issue at that time, you all may know at that time. And in a residential area, cutting trees, I heard, to my knowledge, and you may know more, should not cut for the sake of business. If a tree is falling down on the house at a risk purpose, people have been cutting trees in Twin Oaks, but nobody cut trees so far for the business purpose, for logging. Cleaning completely, cutting some trees in the middle of the lot where he is going to build would have been better. Now it really damaged the aesthetics of the neighborhood. And I think it is too late to grow the trees in that area, but it is very, very saddening. And not only that, erosion and the size of the lot and all these things, you know more, and you have been doing right. You have been delivering good justice for us, and this is what I want to say again about this lot too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else want to express their opinion?
Again, I'm Sura County, living the lot 63. So what the previous speaker, the previously told about the runoff, from that, because there's a big slope from 58 towards my lot, and of course, it's on the other side of the road. That Twin Oaks Court was really a private area and nice, but now it will become like already there's a new house that has been built below there, and I think all the things that we have talked about for the previous lot, 57, are applicable to this lot. Not only the beauty, but the property values will go down like anything. And there are no trees left, actually. It is not at all attractive anymore for anybody to, want to buy property and come in there. So if this is being done only for business purposes, so I would request you to all keep that in consideration and take appropriate decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else while we're doing this? Okay, we're going to close the public hearing at 11:47. Okay, gentlemen, after we've heard this, we've got all the information on this lot too from you, so we're good to go from people commenting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Okay. What do we think on this one, guys?
Mark, are you able to put up our drawing of where he plans to put the septic field? Talk through that?
Before you do that, Mark,
Yes.
I just wanted to point out, after looking at this map, it doesn't really look like these lots are that much different from what they've already built on, with all the ravines and everything going through. Now, there's nothing we can do about all the other previous buildings, but it just looks to me like it's not that much different when you look at that map. Yeah, okay. Now, Seth, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
As far as, you mean the site plan stuff?
Yeah, this is the hand-drawn map. I'm just making sure I have it oriented right in my mind.
You see that north?
Yeah.
Septic field's clear over on the,
So it's, that north peak is where we were looking, so the ravine would be right off of Tulip Court? Yeah.
So you have Tulip Court.
Yeah.
Is the east leg, Tulip Lane is the west leg.
Yeah.
And without turning that elevation data on, the ravine runs through 57 and in between all of these lots.
Yeah.
And then right down through here, I know this because I know this subdivision pretty well. There's also a ravine that comes off of 58 down into the big one that goes between all these lots that run down between Tulip Court and Tulip Lanes. So, as you can see, now that I've done that, and you see in the site plan, and then I turn the elevation back on. Again, the lighter color is the higher elevation, the darker color is the ravine. I mean, it's good, look at my red lines right there.
Yeah, okay.
And then if I get rid of all that, in just a second. Clear that. And as you see, the orange lines on this map are the parcel lines.
mm-hmm.
And that parcel line in back of all these properties here pretty well follows everything. And you asked a question about the remaining part of the subdivision, and I'll turn this back on. And as you can see, what's south of Twin Oaks subdivision is Sugar Creek. When we think of
Any other questions we want to ask, guys, while we're deciding? Anyone ready to make a motion?
It looked like it was higher up, not as much ravine in that one. From that map, we can go back to that again.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, there isn't as much ravine. Yeah, I think this one's a little different story.
The issue with, let me take you to the building side of my history. When you have a lot that's limited because of topography, what you do, you have less general square footage of the property and you go vertical. So you see two-story houses in locations. And as you can see, he's proposing two-story houses in both these locations because of the lack of buildable area for, 2,500 square foot, one level ranch homes. So just for your general information, that's why you see two-story homes in these two locations, because of the buildable area on these lots.
So just looking at his plan, it would put that septic field right down, like, in the middle of that ravine. Am I?
See, there's some,
It is over in the lower area of the
Property. Okay.
which generally it's easier in any situation on a lot if your septic is lower than the house.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because it can be a gravity bed.
yeah.
Okay.
So that would work better. Okay. Anyone want to make a motion now?
Mark, once again, you're saying the health department's gonna have to approve that anyway. You know, just like the septic's gonna be right there in that gully.
Okay, we're done with public comment.
I mean, being that we have discretion on this, and I feel the same way about this lot as I did the other, as far as this topography, I mean, being stripped down already into the ravines, I feel like we're already causing adverse value to the adjacent property values on these two lots. So,
Well, some of that is going to be addressed by the stormwater.
yeah, that's just my opinion. If you want to make a different motion, then. But
Well,
that's it.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion, this site is different.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a motion that we approve this one, just because it's that much different than the first one. The first one had that great big ravine, and I did not want it at all. This one, I think it's a workable situation. I think they can make a satisfactory site and put their house on it. So I vote for it. And that's my motion. Anyone want to second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
I oppose.
3-1, 4. Okay, now the next lot, that's lot 59. Oh, 78, oh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, Mark? Okay.
Okay, your next case is ZV 2606. Again, the petitioner is Ratcliffe Homes. The location is Lot 78 of Twin Oaks subdivision, which is next to 1881 West Blue Beach Lane. The type of case is a variance to the development standard of 1 acre. Again, this meeting was I'm sorry, introduction. Today you'll conduct a public hearing, consider the variance of the development standard from Chapter 159, and it is a variance, the petitioner is requesting a variance from the 1 acre requirement, no setback variance, just variance of the 1 acre requirement. Public hearing was published on March 27, 2026, and landowners prior to April 1st, 2026. Petitioner is requesting variance to build a single-family dwelling on a .77 of an acre lot. Again, the County Health Department reviews and is required for on-site septic system. Soil tests have been completed for the septic system. Montgomery County Highway would issue right-of-way permit in the Twin Oaks subdivision. And the county is reviewing the site for stormwater compliance. In their review, it's a pretty flat lot. It lacks a lot of grade, but the absorption area, there is enough absorption area, grass area, to handle the proposed 4,700 square feet for the single-family dwelling and driveway. Roadside ditch will be required to cut to match properties east and west of the build, and downspouts would be required. That's part of the stormwater review. Floodplain was reviewed with no special flood hazard area, and access to the property is from Blue Beach Lane. It is zoned residential, and it can meet the requirements for addressing. You have your 3 factors, and staff does recommend your approval of the variance with 2 conditions, which is 1 is the right-of-way permit requirement, and 2 is the building and septic permit approval from Montgomery County.
And once again, we've got the concerns people sent in. Each of us has a, okay?
Yes,
All right.
all the comments, which this was an interesting one because they're all in the same subdivision, but you got all the comments for all 3 variances.
Okay, good deal. Okay, we're going to open up for public hearing, 11:59. Anyone want to come and make comments on this lot? We know the drill. 78.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Buddy Brady. I live at lot 880 or 1857 West Blue Beach Lane. I know this is, I'm assuming something here. It says on lot 78, it just says lot. There's no description of what it is. I'm assuming it's the size of the lot would be the only thing he's asking variance for the septic and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to make sure I was assuming right. You know how assuming goes. I know you guys are looking for commentary and stuff like that. The lot itself is .77, which is out in the neighborhood there. I believe they're averaging right about .9 acres. Those were all laid out. Some of those are much larger. I'm not sure what all they are, but I know they're pretty close to .9, which is a lot different than .77. In other words, what I feel like is if you give me $1, I have a choice of giving you 90 cents back, or I give you 77 cents back. That's the way I'm looking at this from a 1 acre buildable lot with a septic system. The standard, as you know, in the tables, R2 and R1 talk about a 43,500 square foot lot, which is 1 acre. This is, to the best of my knowledge and what I've heard, this lot has been attempted to be built on at least, or this variances at least twice, once by this board, maybe not you, but this board, and one by the state. And both of those were denied, from what my historian tells me, okay? So those are the things that we were looking at is, if I have a 4-bedroom house and it requires I think this is a 3-bedroom, I believe. three-bedroom house on a 1-acre lot, it's X amount of water. If I reduce the land, I'm still going to have the same water, but I'm going to have a bigger issue with the land. Okay? Because you understand what I'm saying. The other thing that I've got my notes here, sorry about that, old teacher habit. And the other thing too is the property value. It has to be, it really can't diminish the property value. You've heard that across the board here. You've heard it, and let's face it, you know, the reputation of the contractors wanting to build on this is not the best in the world. And so it's very disturbing because I live right next to one of his houses, the only Ratcliffe house in the addition. So those are the things that concern me, is the property value, the look of the house, and if I may present these to the board, there's just pictures of every house on that street, Blue Beach Lane.
Give them the mark.
Okay. Who would what, sir? Thank you, sir. If I may approach. And as you notice, if you look through those, there's one house that sticks out. It's not a custom house, and that's why people build out there. That's why we look at it. We look at the house. We look at the location. And if you go down through there, you'll see one house that sticks out tremendously. It's not a custom-built house. I was told that a custom-built house is stick-built. All houses are stick-built one way or the other. Whether it's a modular, they're still stick-built. Custom, and I'm not trying to be a snob. I'm just trying to say our property values are important to all of us. Go back to my 90 cents and my 77 cents. Okay? So if, in closing, I think it should be denied simply because of the land size, of the lot size. 0.77 is a lot different. I know over in the older portion of it, it's different. This here has its own set of covenances that are in place today. And there's a requirement on the south end, which is between the new part and the old part, that those trees cannot be cut down. That's a bird sanctuary. That's in the covenances. 10% of the house or 10% of the side yard has to be, it has to be 10% of the lot size, whatever that means. I don't know how you determine that. It's 0.77, it'd be 0.07 tenths of the lot. So I don't think meeting the covenances and the building code, not building code, but the lot size determined by this ordinance, the 159, I think there's plenty of opposition, just the legal opposition, meeting the code, that it should be denied. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else want to make a comment? Please come up here, ma'am. Please come up here. We can't hear you, and the people watching can't.
I just want to say that I live right next door to the...
Excuse me, what is your name, ma'am?
Oh, Penny Sterling. Penny Sterling.
Thank you.
And I live right next door to the lot in question.
Okay.
And I'm very concerned about not only the size of the lot and the size of the house that's going to be built there, affecting our property values. And I'm worried about the septic system too. Where's that field going to go? Is it going to go and erupt over on my property? So I have a lot of concerns, and I really hope that you will deny the request that is before you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else want to make a statement? Okay. Well, we're going to close our hearing at 12:06. Mark, I have a question. On this map you have shown of the house and how it's going to sit. It looks like it comes up to within 7 feet of the property line. Is that correct? Is that?
Our setbacks for residential properties are 5-foot side and 5-foot rear.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, gentlemen, what do we think?
Can you turn on that topo real quick, please? I think it's relatively flat.
Yeah.
The only color change you see in that topo is a mow line.
Any other sizes, acre sizes around that, would you say, or? Sizes of the other lots there? It doesn't look like it's different than all the other ones.
Yeah, so there are smaller ones right there.
That is a 1 acre. This one is a .88. That one's a .70.
Okay.
That one was a .74. That one was a .8.
So it's all pretty similar, aren't they?
That one is .63. That's the perimeter of Blue Beach only.
Yeah, okay.
No, I did not run any averages.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Okay, what's our thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, to me, this differs from the first two that we've heard, just with the action that's taken. And believe me, like, I'm aware of the integrity of the builder and the homes he builds and everything else like that, but that's, as we've discussed, it's not for this board to decide on those factors. We have certain things that we're bound to decide on whether we approve or deny, and then it goes downstream for other people to be able to, and other ordinances and boards and things to be able to address some of that. The good thing is it sounds like you do have some existing covenants that could help on your own end with what he's trying to do here. But based on the factors that we have to consider here, and I can explain those to you real quick. So, the approval, being injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. And use, the second one is, this approval, the use and value of the adjacent properties included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, and that's the use of the lot itself. And then the strict applications of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. It would, because it's less than an acre, and that's why we're looking at a variance. So I can't look at what we have in front of us and what is plotted there, or what, any factors, and move for denial. So I would make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's like 4-0. Okay. Okay. What else do we have on our agenda? Okay.
We do have an agenda for next month.
Okay.
That is on May 13th. I apologize for this.
Oh, that's all right. We're flexible. We're flexible. Okay. All right. Need a motion, wait till the meeting's over, ma'am?
Let's close, Rick.
Let's close it. Well,
Why was it posted in the paper this morning that this meeting was canceled?
I have no idea. I never got that.
It was in the paper.
I don't get the paper. I'd say the paper made a mistake, because we've been scheduled.
Because I think a lot of people
Huh?
wanted to come and they saw it, they didn't come.
Well, it was posted.
County did not cancel today's meeting.
No.
So that's the paper's fault.
Must have been. Yeah.
The only cancellation Montgomery County had was the planning commission meeting yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Got a motion to adjourn? We're out of here. We have adjourned. Thank you. throwing stuff everywhere. Let's see, did you